Thank you all for convening on such quick notice, and in particular, thank you to all the different members of clergy and other representatives that are here. So this past Saturday, there was a protest on the New Haven Green. Several organizations organized this protest in March, and nearing the end of that protest, an individual that was a participant scaled the menorah and logged a Palestinian flag in between the candle holders on the menorah. New Haven police responded pretty quickly, investigated the incident, inspected the menorah, contacted the owners of the menorah, and Rabbi Bornstein is here today, and he's going to say a few words in a minute. And thankfully, there appears to be no damage to the menorah. When I received some text messages that evening about the incident, I came down myself, and the flag was gone at that point, thankfully, and saw that the menorah was not damaged. But today we're gathering together because we in New Haven condemn hate and condemn anti-Semitism. And the many people that are standing behind me have gathered together many other times to condemn other forms of hate in our city. We won't stand for it, we won't tolerate it, and we come together to condemn it yet again today. You're going to hear from Senator Blumenthal, Rabbi Bornstein, Senator Marty Looney as well, and importantly, Gail Schlossberg, the CEO of the Jewish Federation of Greater New Haven. Thank you, Gail, for helping convene us today, and your work, particularly in this very challenging time. I was proud to be here with Rabbi Bornstein and others, and my children, to celebrate the lighting of the menorah and the beginning of Hanukkah last week. And the talk about the message of Hanukkah, of bringing light in a very, very dark time. It's okay to protest. In New Haven, as everyone here knows, we have a lively history of protest. We have people that are very passionate on many different sides of issues, and we embrace people's ability to call out what they care for and to demonstrate. We can hold strong beliefs, but in New Haven, we always treat each other with mutual respect. We must treat each other with mutual respect. On the eve of the Christmas tree lighting, protesters were here respecting the event and having the ability to voice their concerns. And that is an example of how we are successful in New Haven when it comes to protests. I'm heartened that this offensive act by an individual was also condemned by the organizers of this event. I think that's important to underscore, that the organizers of that protest quickly came out with a statement and condemned this. I also want to underscore that we come together and condemn all kinds of acts against groups that are protesting. I understand that there was egging of the protesters, and we're joined here today by Yale chaplain Imam Bajwa, who was part of the protest and almost got egged himself. That is not okay. And if during Ramadan people scaled a mosque and put the Israeli flag, I am sure this group and many others would be here as well condemning that. We as a community must support people's voice to free speech, but at the same time condemn hate and the desecration of a religious symbol. I want to thank the local organizations who sponsor the menorah, YBDS Chabad, Lubavitch Community of New Haven, and I want to in particular thank Rabbi Gershon Bornstein from Chabad Yeshiva, who is here representing them today. So I'm going to hand it over to Gail next, Gail Schlossberg from the Jewish Federation. Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Gail Schlossberg. I'm the CEO of the Jewish Federation of Greater New Haven. And it's hard to be standing here this morning. It was hard to see what happened yesterday on Saturday morning, again during Shabbat, during our holy day. When the video of that protester climbing up a menorah, of this menorah, to plant a flag on it is a deeply painful thing to see. It evokes thousands of years of trauma and pain for the Jewish community. This is not one isolated incident that happened without any history. The history of the Jewish people is to experience this trauma and to stand tall, condemn it, and survive it. And I'm grateful to see so many people here today. It only takes, when good people are quiet, for bad things to happen. It isn't a far walk from hate speech to hateful actions, first to property and then to people. And the Jewish community, while we are strong, we're afraid. Our children ask, can I walk down the street and wear my Jewish star? Am I still safe here to practice openly my faith? And I'm so heartened to stand here with all of the clergy and all of you to say, yes, this is America, and in America and in New Haven, we stand up to hate, and we do that together as a community of faith and good and moral people. We will not stand for it. It is my honor, and again, it lightens my heart to have Kathleen Mills, Ryan Mills from the Trinity Lutheran Church, Stephen Ray from the United Church on the Green, Dennis Ross from Congregation Michigan Israel, Reverend Heidi Thorson from the Trinity on the Green, Rabbi Eric Woodward from Becky, Rabbi Daniel Cohen from Agudah Shalom in Stamford, the Imam Omer Bashwa, the Muslim chaplain at Yale, Maytal Saltiel, the interim university chaplain at Yale, Rabbi Eli Raskin here, to stand together along with our elected leaders and with all of you to say, we stand for love and inclusion, and we will speak out against hate and against anti-Semitism. We will not stand silent ever. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. I thank you all for being here. May tonight, when we light our menorahs, may we all use that light to banish the darkness that we've seen on the green. And now I'd like to, if I may, introduce U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal.
I want to thank the mayor for his leadership, the New Haven police for their investigating this potential crime, and most important, every one of you who have come out, because your being here sends a message. We will not tolerate hate in America. And I want to say a particular thanks to all of the clergy who are here, all the faith leaders who are here this morning. More important than my words is this picture of solidarity. Solidarity among faith leaders, because they know that desecration of one religion is potentially a desecration of all religions. We're here on the New Haven Green. The New Haven Green is the place where the first settlers in America came because they wanted religious liberty. They wanted to escape the persecution of Europe, where one religion could be pitted against another, where one people could be angry and hostile to another. And I've been all around the state of Connecticut in the past couple of months, and what I've seen is Connecticut rise up against hate, because Connecticut knows that hate speech quickly becomes hate violence, as it did on Saturday, because that throwing of eggs was an act of violence. And we ought to condemn hate speech, hate violence, no matter who the targets are. I'm also reminded of my father, as I said yesterday, an Orange individual, who came to this country in 1935. He was 17 years old. He came to escape the coming Holocaust, and he had not much more than a shirt on his back. He spoke no English. He knew no one. And America saved his life. I once said to him, nothing like the Holocaust can ever happen in America. And my father said to me, it can happen anywhere. It can happen anywhere that hate is tolerated. It can happen anywhere that people are silent. And so today, we are resolved to speak out and stand up. Silence is complicity. What happened on the New Haven Green with the Palestinian flag used as a symbol to desecrate a religious menorah is a potential crime. It wasn't then, maybe, because there was no vandalism, there was no theft. But the question is whether it was meant to incite violence. And whether our laws cover it, we need to condemn it. And we also need more funding for the nonprofit security grant program, so that these religious institutions and symbols of religion, like that menorah, are protected against vandalism and violence. This year, I hope that we will approve a budget that includes $1 billion, triple the amount last year for the nonprofit security grant program, or more. I think that's a starting point in the current budget. But let's put our money where our mouth is. Let's make sure we support religious institutions, whether they are Muslim or Jewish or Catholic or Protestant, whether they are places of worship or public places like this one, where the costs of protection are mounting. And we need to make sure that we protect religious liberty, not just in words, but in action. I'm proud of the group that has come here today to say enough is enough. Not in America, not anywhere, as long as we speak out and stand up, because our silence would be complicity. All that's needed for the triumph of evil is that people remain silent. And I am grateful that we have been joined by not only so many faith leaders, but also others involved in the political world, like my great colleague and friend, Martin Looney, who I know. And another great colleague.
Thank you. Let me just say, I stand here with a sadness in my heart for what occurred on the New Haven Green. Really a sacred place as well for people coming together, and for community, etc., for an understanding that we are all really one, and that we are family, and we use this space to define the community of our city and of the greater New Haven area. My heart is so sad because this is a religious holiday, This is a religious holiday. We are in the midst of Hanukkah, of a Christmas holiday, where you reach out to people, you just embrace each other's religious beliefs. That's a cornerstone for all of us. And to so desecrate this holiday is unacceptable. It is shameful. And it just leads to what's so happening in this great country of ours, is that the divisiveness, the intolerance, the lack of understanding of one another and of who we are. And at the core of this, to so demoralize, if you will, what has happened. What happened on October 7th? Barbaric. Barbaric. And if you have, like I have, seen the footage of what happened on October 7th, you would scream from the rooftops about the inhumanity. But we also know that we have to be conscious of what is happening as well to civilians in Gaza. And we all are. People represented here are. And our heart is full in wanting to provide the kind of humanitarian aid that's necessary for Gaza, for Israel. People have been displaced there as well. And how we can come together, bring people together to understand the sensitive and complexity of what is happening. And this act only further divides who we are and pits us one against another. That is insufferable. As my colleague, Senator Blumenthal, said, we cannot tolerate that. We cannot be complicit. We cannot be silent. And this gathering here today says that we are not silent. And we want to make sure that whatever needs to be done in regard to this is done. And I join the clergy here today. I join all of you, citizens. I join the Federation, my colleagues, and just say, at this time of year, we need to reach out to one another, to understand we live in a dangerous world, and that if we are not conscious of who we are and who others are, and respect one another and their traditions, their religious traditions, that we are dehumanizing all of us. It cannot be tolerated. Thank you for letting me know about this event and to be here this morning with all of you, and we join hands together. Thank you.